Now, you notice the green outline is where it will be able to mine from, so you don't need to be too obsessive about where you place them, as long, like, you can have a gap and they will still mine that area, and they will mine the stuff underneath a conveyor belt, for example. That's fine. So if I put those two there, they'll mine everything under the conveyor belt and everything on this to the south of the conveyor belt. But I'm also going to want more. Always more. Well, I suppose we are, I guess. We are, in a way, colonizing an already colonized world. That is basically home theft. And yes, pollution does make them angry, which is unfortunate. If we have a look here, if I press Alt, you can see the pollution is spreading. It is actually starting to get to them. That is bad. That is actually quite bad. If that stays there long enough, right now it's like teetering between polluted and unpolluted. But in here it's a solid layer of pollution. If that became solid, it would prompt that base to start sending out aliens to try and stop us polluting their world. Bless them. Actually, on that note, I'm not going to build a third mining drill. I'm just going to place that second one there instead. Oh, really? As that will prevent some of the pollution shenanigans from going on. There we go. Ah, right. I think, yes, my axe is broken. I am now chopping down trees with a stick. Which, when you think about it, is actually kind of horrific. I'm basically forcing it to kill its own kind. Possibly even its parents. Maybe if it was drop wood. I found the stick on the floor next to the tree that I then used the stick to chop down. That's actually, like... I can't remember what the aside thing is for parent. Parent-side? No, I doubt it. Patricide, that's it. Rather horrific, really, when you think about it. Right, let's top all these up. There we go. And also take away all of their iron. Damn it, Scriptwolf, don't put this on me or I will actually stop the stream. Distracting people from their studies is no joke. I do not take this lightly. Now, you'll notice that the pipes now actually show what's in them because you can have very, very many different types of liquids now. If I go to the technology tree, you'll see fluid handling, advanced oil processing. Where's the oil derricks? There, oil processing. There's loads of stuff now. This... My god, does that make making later technologies complicated. Like, crazy complicated. In a good way, but oh my lord. Right, we are going to want a little bit of... how am I going to do this? If I set up 2 of these... I guess it doesn't matter too much, but I would rather not build it in there because I am going to have to break that down and I don't know when I'm going to replace this. So what we're going to do is this. We are going to pull coal from here up into this line. Yes, it's ugly, I know, but it's only temporary. We'll get this fixed, I promise. Eventually, maybe. And just run out. Get out of the way. Once this is set up, then our iron smelting will be fully automated, and that will be the first big step. Then I can start thinking about... well, probably won't even need to worry too much about copper just yet. But I can probably have a look at setting up research so that I can at least get lights. My god. Also turrets. Because that will be a very, very bad day on this planet when the aliens decide they've had enough of my shenanigans polluting their world and come knocking at the door when I don't have automated turrets to help defend me. Ooh, wait. I'm doing something very, very stupid here. I imagine most of you noticed it. And that is I'm filling up both sides of this conveyor belt. I don't want that. I only want one side filled so that the iron will be okay on the other side. So just created a little bit of a setback there. Let's all pretend that didn't happen. There we go. Oh no! Watching my stream from work, that's almost as bad as watching my stream instead of doing schoolwork. My goodness. I've got very irresponsible viewers. Not that I am not flattered by your choice of prioritizing my stream. Nevertheless. Right, we want to start pulling these out because this is going to start filling up very quickly now. There we go. Now, let's get an iron chest and another inserter just on this side. And this can take care of gathering up all of the iron that should be being smelted. Now, I'm not going to expand too much yet. Like, I could easily make this fairly large and quite a comprehensive smelting industry there. Ah, balls. Stop attacking my buildings. Wow. They found me. That is going to make things a little bit more problematic. But at least I know they're only coming from this side. Let's have a look. Now, I don't know what's down here, so I could be pissing off all sorts of bases off the map that I can't see. So radar is probably a fairly high priority. But for now, I really need this because I need automated turrets. So let's get one of those going. The red science packs only need one copper plate and one iron gear. It's a little bit annoying for me to make manually, but we'll do that for a little while. What do you mean my other side of the iron is not going anywhere? I do not understand. Shenanigans, I call. Thankfully, these are filling up really fast. This is not anywhere near enough to handle this because there are 4 inserters here taking iron out and only 1 trying to put it anywhere. So this is going to be a problem for a little while, but for now it'll do. And since the aliens were coming from the other side, I'm going to place this over here. Now, first things first. No, we're going to go for lights first. So that means I need 10 of these. Now, thankfully, it's actually fairly easy to make these early on. The red ones are not too hard. So whilst I'm doing stuff that only requires the red science packs, I'm not going to struggle too much. But I really do need to get this copper in some sort of with some sort of automation. Otherwise, this will become a bottleneck for everything else. That'll do. So we want a electric mining drill. Yep, that's what I'm going to be doing, Dust Echo. Early game, I'll be making munitions factories that will supply the turrets automatically. Though I won't have a perimeter belt going right around the whole thing. That's probably a little bit overkill. And I like using the terrain to my advantage. So what I'll probably have is 2 or 3 separate little areas, each with their own factory supplying them. But later on, it'll all be run by electricity. And that will be a good day. Let's get rid of you. And I can have that there. Well, yeah. We'll pop that one there. Also break that down. Now, it used to be that when a alien attacked something, if you broke it and then placed it back down, it was back at full health. But now all objects remember their health. So that little trick is no longer valid. So you do have to keep an eye on what's getting broken. Right, let's have a look. We're going to do something similar in that we want the coal. If I put this up there. Yeah, that'll work. And of course, I need many more conveyor belts. I should probably set up a factory now for conveyor belts because it's something that you never stop using. And it's actually part of a few recipes. I think the green science packs use them. There we go. Please don't kidnap me. Well, we're going to be a little while I wait for that. As for the question earlier on of whether I prefer Earl Grey or Tetley, generally I prefer Earl Grey, but I guess it depends a little bit on my mood. Earl Grey's a little bit more bitter, and usually I prefer that. Tetley is a much more muted taste, but I mean there's certain moods for different teas. Thankfully, there are so many teas that there will always be a tea for the specific mood that you are in. And that is why I love tea. It's a very versatile drink. Right, we're going to have the smelting going on here, I think. Right, let's build a few more of these. And this should be okay. No, it needs to move across. Damn. Okay. Well, I have one there. We'll move them around. There we are. Now, one thing to be aware of with conveyor belts and inserters is that an inserter can pull from a conveyor belt that is just below it. Because, well, I'll show you now. What the conveyor belt does is it's pushing this stuff along the conveyor belt. Now, the conveyor belt goes to the very edge of this tile. But because it's pushing things, it pushes the first two things just off the edge of the tile, which means that they're technically in front of this inserter, so it can pick them up. But when an inserter is placing something, it puts it exactly in the middle of the tile. And now we want guns. So, for example, if I had an inserter inserting from this side, it wouldn't land on a conveyor belt, it would just sit there. So that is something to bear in mind. There we go, that should work for now. And we have lights, finally. We're going to need a lot of those. Alright, now let's shed some light. There we go. You don't need too many of these. I just generally place them fairly sparingly along long conveyor belt runs or places where I'm actually doing something fairly actively. For example, there. And one over there as well. That should be enough for now. Okay, I need to put plenty of science packs in there. I think it was only 10 that I need for this. Yes, it is. Fantastic. Wow. Cha, that... just wow. Okay, now, with that on the go, we're going to need... have I got automation? Have I got any factories at all? Oh no, I don't have any factories. I forgot. You need to research those. Okay, well, how would I go about that? Level 1 automation only requires 10 red science packs as well. Okay, that's not too bad then. But it may be a little while before I've got the automated defense systems, alas. Hey Halcyon, how's it going? Okay. Now, I'm going to want to build some walls. Now, these require stone bricks. So, at this point, I'm going to set up... well, I guess I could have an electric miner doing this. It's a bit overkill for stone, honestly, but you can do it. And unlike Minecraft, When you mine up something which contains a lot of stuff in this, you just simply pick it up. It doesn't all fall onto the ground and then you pick it up as a byproduct of being near it. No, no. However, unlike Minecraft, if you mine open a chest and you can't fit everything inside, it doesn't put them in nice little clumps of objects near your feet. No, it spreads them out. And if it's a very big chest with a very large amount of things inside, it'll put one thing on each tile for as far as the eye can see. I once mined open one of the largest chests you can make in the game, thinking I had enough room inside my inventory. Alas, I did not. And the spread of metal bars, or metal plates, was about this big. It took me a very, very long time to wander around picking each one up. So, word to the wise there, don't do it. Alright, so let's get you over here as well. There we go. Now, actually, I'd like that about there, in fact. Because I would like to build a little smelter and one inserter. Now, the reason why I'm doing this instead of using conveyor belts or anything like that, I want to have a lot of stone stockpiled because you don't use it often, but when you do need quite a lot of it. So I'm going to set this up to automatically feed stone in there. And I'm just going to keep manually giving it coal. Oh, fantastic. Now we need automation. Now, the nice thing with that is once it's got 63 or 64 bricks in there, it will stop taking from the stone chest. So I'm never going to really run out. Now, how's my power doing? We're still producing a fair bit, but we are getting to the point where we might actually need to worry about that. So I'm going to go ahead and preempt that situation. I don't want my power to fail in the middle of an alien fight. So, especially when at night, and then all of a sudden I can't see what the hell is going on, then I get mauled to death. So I'm going to set this other side up now. There we go. Right, that will have doubled the production. Now, let's just make sure this isn't too bad. It could be better, actually. Yeah, it looks alright. It's not performing as well as it could because it doesn't need to, basically. It'll scale back how much work it does based on how much steam you actually need. Or electricity, rather. Now, unfortunately, making walls takes an awful lot of bricks. Wow, Revocane. I didn't even notice you were here. I looked down. First thing I see, I'm still flaccid. Yep, I didn't even need to read the name. I was like, yep, Revocane's here. Right, that's going to be a long, long project for me to get all of that going. So, I'm going to need an awful lot of iron. Ah! Okay. Now, the next thing I could probably do with is body armor. So I'm going to go ahead and start researching that. And, yeah, these initial technologies, I'm probably going to be investing quite heavily in getting myself defended. All right, let's take all of that. You can actually take things out of chests just by clicking on them. And by the way, the fact that you can see all those icons, I should have covered this earlier. That's not default. It's when you press Alt, it'll bring them up. I usually play with them on, though sometimes it can get a little bit eye bleedy in a very well developed base. So, and we'll take all of these out of there. You can pretty much interact with any inventory without having to open it with Control and Shift and things like that. Let's see, what did I want? I wanted 2 of these for now. Now, the turrets are not powered. All they require is bullets. So, that is actually really, really good early on. The lasers, yeah, obviously require power. So, if you're when you're first starting out to move into a purely electric economy, it's generally best not to immediately, just because you researched lasers, go around deleting all of your guns. Yeah, unwise. Because when you're first starting into a full electric economy, things can be awkward. You might not anticipate just how much of an effect having a certain building an extra factory will have on your power drain and things like that. So it's generally wise not to just delete them. We'll place those two there. And it's also wise to have them a little bit back from the walls that are going to be in front of them, because aliens can do a fair bit of damage. They can sometimes reach across a wall. So let's stick half of my bullets in each of these, and that should actually keep them going for a while. Well, these aren't obviously bullets, they're magazines, but that will do. Now I'm going to want plenty more walls. Right, next stage. Let's get over there. Have I got? No, I haven't. Damn it. I'm going to need more. Really? You know what? I wish there was a drone that would cut down forests. Or just a building I could build that would do it. The developers ever happen to watch this stream? In fact, I may just go and suggest it on the forums if it hasn't already been suggested. But another thing about this game, even though it's in alpha, it's actually got a fairly active modding community. The developers have really supported that. So you can... someone has almost certainly modded in something that would chop down all the trees. And I should look into this, rather than complaining that it isn't there. And yeah, gun turrets are completely invaluable. Ah, no, I don't want to make all 268. My God. Unfortunately, that's what happens when you hold down shift. Well, to be fair, my statement was correct, Halcyon. I gave it all of my magazines, and thus, I had given them all of my bullets as well. So, as you can see, it's already been in a bit of a fight. Damn it, I didn't have the walls ready. I could have saved it from being damaged. Now I'm going to need to repair it, because you really don't want to leave your gun turrets in any state of disrepair. So what I'm going to make there is repair pack. Now, if they haven't fixed this... it will... if they haven't fixed this patch, the repair sound is going to be obnoxiously loud. So I'm going to give you fair warning when I'm about to use it, and we'll test whether that is working or not. Right, that is ready. Let's just get these going. Right, okay. Brace yourselves, possibly a really, really... out of place loud sound. No? Oh, fantastic, it's fixed. My goodness, my ears almost tore themselves off my head the first time I used those in like a patch or two ago. They were not balanced for anything. It really hurt. So I'm very glad that they have been fixed. Mostly because the sound it made was the beginning of a drill spinning up, like, you know, just a Black & Decker drill. So it was this high-pitched whine. If you did it for a long time, the sound actually balanced out a little bit, but that beginning part of that whine just pierced your soul. Right, let's get body armor finished. Now then... I'm probably going... You know what? I'm not going to take this wall all the way down. I'm going to bring it across to this water, and we'll use that as a convenient break for the wall. Aliens cannot swim, at least not yet. Nor can they fly. So a wall is perfect, as long as it backs up to something they can't move through. I'm a big fan of using the environment to this end. Really? Let me chop down the trees. The only problem with this is that aliens will tend to look for a way into your base and will prioritize getting to that if they can see it. If they can't, however, they'll just wail on a wall and will eventually work their way through it. So it's always best to leave an obvious entry point, usually heavily defended by guns. And then they'll always try to go there and will continually get slaughtered. But the actual numbers of aliens who will attack you will go up with time. So it's not a perfect defense, but it's better than nothing. Oh, Halcyon. Alright, we are going to want more science packs. Always with the science packs. Also, now I want some iron armor. Because nothing says, you know, super advanced technology than wearing plate mail. Hey, Tucker Ace. I have no idea how many people are viewing the stream, unfortunately, because Twitch. That's really all of the explanation I should need to give. My Twitch chat is utterly balked. If it wasn't for the fact I was watching the chat through Hex chat, I would have no idea what you guys were saying. Right, okay. There we go. Right, I'm going to finish this off, and I'm also going to bring some light down here as well. Damn it, I'm a little bit high there, honestly. I would have preferred to bring that down a little bit better, but that's just going to have to be like that now. Right, let's see about bringing this all the way down there. Not particularly tidy, I know. Right, I think one of the next things I would like to build is a radar. Now, the problem with a radar is it uses a phenomenal amount of power compared to most other buildings that you're going to build. I doubt it's going to put us into a dangerous situation with our power currently, but it will use a lot for what it is. But what it'll do, as you can see, there's lots of black areas, chunks of the map that I haven't explored. The radar will just gradually reveal these in a really, really large area, actually. And we'll continually update it as things happen. But what you don't see is movements. These aliens are moving around. They're not in this place. That's just the last place I saw them. The buildings aren't moving because they're buildings. But the actual... The aliens themselves, they have to be fairly near before that you'll actually see them updated on the map. Now, I think the radar has an effect on this, but I'm not sure exactly what it is. But as you can see, my research lab, which is currently researching military technology, is only using 60 kilowatts. The radar is using 300. So that gives you an idea of just how much power those things draw. Now I'm going to go and fix up my turret because they got in again. Vermin. There we go. But since we now have, or should have, assembling machine, I'm going to set up automated bullet production. The map is not infinite. It is very, very large. You decide how big the map is. Even the smaller maps, honestly, may as well be infinite from what my experience. Because the odds of you ever needing to explore the entire thing are fairly small, even on a small map. But on the big ones, you can have expansion bases that are really far apart. And actually, you know, not even just for convenience or coolness sake, they necessitate the use of trains. Now, I'm going to be going for logistics because this is going to give me two of the most needed components for your conveyor belt network. The splitter and the underground belt. That is going to take a fair few science packs, though, which is a shame.